Hello and welcome to Secrets of Organ Playing podcast. We are your hosts, Vidas
and Pinkevičienė.
We've been mastering secrets of organ playing for more than 20 years and sharing them on this blog since 2011.
On this show, which we create from our home in Vilnius, Lithuania, we strive to help you grow in every area of organ playing, including practice, technique, repertoire, sight reading, hymn playing, improvisation, composition, music theory, harmony, and many others.
Our hope is to help you become a complete musician, or what we call as total organist, a program which we have created to help you reach your dreams faster than you would do on your own.
If you are new here, we invite you to subscribe to receive free updates of this blog at organduo.lt. By subscribing, you will also receive free video how to master any organ composition and 10-day organ playing mini course.
And now let's go to the podcast for today. Hi guys, this is Vidas.
And Ausra.
Let's start episode 346 of Secrets of Organ Playing podcast. This question was sent by Danielle, and she writes, Dear Vidas, I purchased the Daquin Noel score through PayPal, but I have not received a link to a PDF. Can you please help? I would love to learn part of it for Christmas. Thank you very much, Danielle. Of course, I have sent the score to her because sometimes those attachments get into the spam folder, sometimes people don't notice them, so it's all solved. But I thought maybe we could talk a little bit about this wonderful piece, and I have the score in front of me. Do you know this?
Yeah, sure.
Duet, Grand Jeu, a duo by Louis-Claude Daquin, and I have prepared the fingering and registration for 3-manual organ based on my performance in 2016 in our church. So let's see, how many variations does it have? It has a lot, 5 pages, right? And it starts. What do you think is happening in the first variation, or the theme, maybe, Ausra?
I think the theme is, provided, exposed.
In how many voices?
In 2 voices.
So the melody is then in soprano, and the bass is in the left hand, but it's in the high range. It's like a duet of 2 solo treble instruments.
Yes, that's right.
Interesting.
And I remember, as we talked a few days ago, that French music, if you would omit ornaments, it would be probably boring. So now I'm looking at this melody and I'm thinking that ornaments gives a lot to this melody.
Exactly. And this Christmas feeling, like birds,
yes,
chirping sound. Okay, the theme is clear. Then after the theme comes Cornet de Récit. And the theme was played by cromorne or clarinet. And in the Cornet de Récit, we have to play either with trumpet or with cornet, right, Ausra?
That's right.
And how many voices do you see here?
Also 2.
Also 2, right. And what's happening? Is it different from the theme or not necessarily?
Well, it's a little bit different, but...
Adding maybe more 8 notes.
True.
And those 8 notes are inégal. What does it mean, inégal?
Well, it's a French tradition when it's written, even notes that are written are played uneven.
A little bit...
Dotted. You need to dot them a little bit.
Maybe like triplets maybe like instead of 2 equal 8 notes, sometimes you play, as you say, dotted notes, but sometimes you make gentle swing, like make the first note longer and the second shorter.
Yes, but of course you need to do it differently, because in French tradition, if we would want you to play those 8 notes equally, we would note it. Notate it, yes.
It's like in jazz, sometimes you have to swing in order to provide a stylistically appropriate performance. Even though it's written equally, you play unequally.
True. And if you would think about that famous Charpentier's Te Deum, that is used for Eurovision's radio, for example, as a calling signal. We play it so nicely, with dotted rhythms. But if you would take Lithuanian version of, Charpentier interpretation, we play it so equally, and it just sounds so boring.
Right.
I cannot listen to it.
And I also sometimes play with one famous Lithuanian saxophone player who likes this piece to play with the organ, and he always plays equally. And you cannot teach new things.
I just think, you need to learn things to find how other cultures, treats similar things. And if you are playing French music, then you need to play it accordingly.
So after this cornet de récit comes grandeur. Oh, what's grandeur, Ausra?
Well, here already you have, the big sound of the organ, because it would be played with reeds.
Reeds, cornets, and flutes, probably.
So it would be quite a big sound.
You could even add optional pedals sometimes.
That's right.
But I didn't use the pedal.
Well, I think that most of these Noels were not intended, to be played on the pedal board. So you don't have to add it if you don't want.
So these are big chords, 3 notes in the right hand and 1 note in the left hand. It's just like keyboard harmony exercise. Nice. What comes next, Ausra, in cornet de récit, second double?
Oh, this is what often happens in variation set. If we had like duplets before, now we have triplets. So this sort of variation adds more vividity to a set of variations, because things seems faster now, because you have 3 notes instead of 2 notes.
More energetic.
True.
And those 2 voices that we see are played on separate manuals. Cornet is in the right hand and cromorne is in the left hand.
So this is what's so fascinating about French music, that you always have these, dialogues between hands.
Does it seem difficult for you, this variation?
Not so much yet. Not so much yet, yes.
But then,
yes, look at that long trill, and then in the next variation the 16 notes comes. So look how from duplets we went to triplets, and now we have 16 notes. So the energy is building up.
Right, so you have to choose the tempo wisely at the beginning.
Sure, this is the thing about the piece, which is so, made out of so many segments. You have to look at the most difficult spot, where the smallest note values are, and then you pick up the opening tempo accordingly to the hardest variation.
And I'm looking at this disposition of voices and figuration. It's just like Johann Pachelbel would write.
Yes, it's similar.
Mm-hmm. He also would start his chorale variations with chords, then with 8 notes, then with triplets, then with 16 notes.
And I think it's, common not only for him or let's say in this settings. I think it's in general how the things are made, even in Sverling's music.
Right. You start slow and speed up.
Yes.
And what's at the end? Grandeur. We already had grandeur, right?
But here we have more voices than in Bad Grandeur, I believe.
And what's happening in the last page of the third line here?
Other echoes?
Yes, and even towards the end, even more echoes. Between grandeur, C, and echo, 3 manuals, I believe, are involved.
I think echoes is one of
Or 2 manuals, maybe 2 manuals.
I think echoes is one of the nicest thing, in organ in general, especially if it's, in a big church with large acoustics when it works extremely nice.
Or maybe I was wrong. Actually, it's 3 manuals. Grandeur, then cornet, and cornet de echo. You have to close the box or play cornet on a distant manual. Grandeur, cornet, echo, you see?
Yeah, so if you have 3 manual organ, use all 3 of them in such a spot. If you have only 2 manuals, but one is with a swell box, then for the softest manual you can just play on the same swell manual with the box closed.
Mm-hmm. So this is a very nice piece, and
especially now when the season is closing up, getting.
And there is still time to practice and learn it. At least some parts of it. You don't have to play entire set if you are not advanced with your technique.
True, and if you are willing to learn the whole set, then start learning from the end probably, because those 3 last variations are the hardest one.
Mm-hmm. And obviously check out our score with fingering and registration provided, because this will save you many hours, I think.
True.
Thank you guys, this was Vidas.
And Usha.
Please send us more of your questions. We love helping you grow. And remember, when you practice,
miracles happen.
This blog is supported by Total Organist, the most comprehensive organ training program online, where you will find courses for every area of organ playing, including technique, practice, sight reading, repertoire playing, hymn playing, improvisation, composition, music theory and harmony, with hundreds of scores and thousands of exercises. Here is what some of the students are saying.
Hugh writes, "The sight reading course has helped me tremendously. Thank you very much for your essays, courses, and all your help."
Robert writes, I found the fingerings, registration ideas, and general comments to be excellent.
John writes, I have found your download very helpful. It was really excellent. I have watched some of your teaching videos, and when I read your instructions, I tried to imagine you are there teaching me. You may feel disappointed that I am 2-3 days behind, but I am a slow learner, and I have committed to taking the time to get it right, as you say. But the other night my wife commented that she had never heard me play such a detailed melody in the left hand so well. My left hand is generally poor.
Robert writes, it has been a great pleasure in my life of having discovered your courses and material, as well as the YouTube work of recordings. You have a calm and pleasant way of teaching.
Ron writes, Hi Vidas and Usha, thank you guys. What a wonderful response to my email note to you. You've got me right, and I feel you understand my level of playing. Yes, at home, and lucky that I have an organ for that reason. I am paying attention to this, and I am going to try this haha no longer secret model. Yes, and I love Cesar Frank too. What is very nice about your blog podcast is that Usha and Vidas are like a Socratic dialogue. and by bouncing things off of each other, so much more information comes out and is expressed. Your comments contain a wealth of information and understanding. I really appreciate this. It is very inspiring and will keep us moving forward.
Would you like to receive the same or even better results that our students are getting? If so, join them at organduo.lt/total-organist. And of course, you will get the first month free too. You can cancel anytime.
Also, if you haven't yet subscribed to receive free updates of this blog, make sure you do that at organduo.lt. By subscribing, you will also receive free video, how to master any organ composition and 10-day organ playing mini course.
This was Vidas.
And Osha from Secrets of Organ Playing.
And remember, when you practice,
miracles happen.